Hello, gorgeous. It is Pride Month, and we are going to celebrate today with a gorgeous set that is going to start with this beautiful base color by Canny. Now, the most important thing is you've got to clean off that sticky layer. And what I like to do is one pass with acetone, followed by another pass with alcohol. That is really going to break down any inhibition layer that might be on your nail and protect you from getting the pigment or chrome powder everywhere. There are, from what I understand, not from experience, but from hearing, that there are some matte top coats that are great for that, for not letting the chrome stick. I don't happen to have one of those. And if you don't have one and you don't want to buy one, you've probably got acetone. You've definitely got alcohol if you're working with gels. So just use that. Just a pass of acetone, wipe it down, then go over it again with alcohol to make sure there's no residue. And boom, 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 you're not going to have any sticking. It's going to work like a dream. It does for me every time, so I promise. Now what I'm doing is just making some delicate, curvy lines or shapes. Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me for my little sneeze. Actually, that was kind of a big one. I'm a big sneezer. I'm not a little sneezer. I have lots of allergies. So now that we have some shapes down, and we're going to do that across all the nails, you can try to match your shapes if you want, but I just wanted it flowing kind of like, I don't know, maybe you know how the blobbiness looks inside of what is that? The lava lamp. Thank you. That was kind of the vibe I had in my head. Just that rounded shapes and undulating and whatnot. So once you have your shape down, just grab your pigment powders. You could also do this with chromes. Okay, that would look gorgeous. I'm just using this little tight round brush. I have a couple of those, and I dip it in and then come down on my paper towel and just break it up. A lot of people struggle with the powders looking good because they don't break it down a little bit first. I want to credit Votino with teaching me that. Thank you so much. I used to not understand why my powders looked so weird, and that's why they do. Now I'm going to put down a base coat because we want to protect our powder. Here's the key, though. I know a lot of people struggle with dragging that color away from your base. What I like to do is just not clean off my brush very much. You want it to be juicy. You want there to be a bulb of gel on the end of that brush. And then I don't really let the brush touch so much. I let the gel touch. And you're just floating it down, right? If it's really juicy, you're not going to get those brush strokes. You're not going to get that drag mark from the brush. Just really let it float on down, because that's where I'm struggling. I'm struggling here. That's where you're going to get a nice clean look. And you always, when you're doing a juicy coat like that, you always want to hold it upside down before you cure it, because gravity will give you that beautiful round look that you're looking for on the nail. The nail has a round shape. You don't want to not, have that. You don't want lumps and bumps, because then when you have to come in and buff it out, maybe you remove what's underneath. I don't want that to happen. So holding it upside down is really going to protect you from that. I did notice that somehow the footage of me doing top coat on that, or base coat on that last one, didn't make it in, and I'm sorry. I could try to find it and put it back in, but I'm already running late. So guys, that's not going to happen. Please forgive me. So we're just continuing on with our blobbies, our flowy, roundy blobbies. I don't know what you want to call them, but the whole set is about love. So it's just, when love is good, it feels soft. It has no sharp edges, unless you want it to. And it flows. So that's the vibe I felt with this. I actually saw a few sets that were similar to something like this when I was looking at Pride stuff. And that's it, just I was like, oh, that looks warm and inviting and fun. And so here we go. And sadly, what happens a lot of times when you're seeing sets now, either they're AI or the person who shared it didn't tell you who made it. So I don't know who to credit for this. I saw some where somebody did, where it was the actual person. But again, who started this look? I don't know. I have no idea. There are some things out there where I'm pretty sure the person that I saw it from, if not pioneered it, really did a good job with it and made it their own. And I always credit those people. But if I can't find a true source, I just make what I'm going to make. And that's what we're going to do today. I love the way these they're not chromes, they're pigment powders, how they just blend and how they flow and how they look so bright and beautiful. They're very almost neon. Certain colors more than others, like that green is very neon. But here we are with our base coat, juicy. You want it to be juicy because if the brush can't really penetrate through, if you're not pressing hard, you're not going to get those strokes. And you don't want that. You don't want to drag it. You don't want to have stroke marks in there because it really does. If you go back and look at the brain mouth set that I did a few weeks ago, you can see that I screwed up the words. I did use my pigments. And when I top coated or base coated them, I did not take care. And there's some drag marks. Now it works for that set because there's a graffiti quality to it. So it works. But if you don't want that look, you definitely want to, you see how the brush is not really splaying out. You just really want to be gentle with it and you want to float that gel down because it makes a difference. It really helps. Now here we are with our last one. It is our thumb. And I'm going to exaggerate those curves just a little bit. And you can do that on the thumb because it's bigger, right? So you can play with it a little bit more. And I decided let's just, like this one's got a little pregnant sort of belly and I love it. I'm here for that. We love all of our mamas. It was just Mother's Day. We've got Father's Day coming up. Would you guys like me to do something for Father's Day? What day is Father's Day? You know, since my divorce, I don't really celebrate Father's Day so much. So I guess I don't keep it in my mind of a date. My dad has been gone for a long time, so I don't really have any fathers to celebrate. I mean, I guess my grandson's dad, but that's his wife's job. That's my daughter's job, right? That's his children's job, not my job. Anyway, on this thumbnail, we're going to put the whole rainbow because there's room for that, right? And we could have done that on the others, but I wanted to flow the colors across the set and just leave it as is on the thumb. We did the whole thing. And again, we're going to just float that down. If you need to, like for this thumb, I had to re-wet my brush to make sure that it was not dragging any color. Also, the other plus for doing it this way is that you're not taking any color and transferring it back to your bottle. And that's nice. You don't want to ruin your base coat. So now we're just going to do a little stamping. I did not have time to, or patience enough to try to hand letter this. Plus this plate is new and I have not used the letters yet. And I really wanted to challenge myself to see how well I could line them up, which you will see on the thumbnail. Oh, look at that. 2 songs for you guys this time. What? Gigi and her little songs. Guys, I sing everything. When my kids were little, I would sing something to them and I always, riff on popular songs or whatever. And they'd go, Mom, everything's not a song. And I'd be like, sorry, yes, it is. And of course, now both my girls are exactly like that. So we're going to come in with our LOVE on this. Here's the thing. A clear stamper is your friend. If you don't have a clear stamper, lining these up is going to be a smidge. There you go. I don't know if there's any kids in the room. I want to say that I'm real careful with my cursing when my grandson's around, and I am better, but I'm a cursor from way back. So, oopsidy doopsities. I'm not that good at not doing it. It's it's the truth. I'm sorry, it's the truth. I want to not lie to you guys. So, there you go. I love how I lined up the love though. Look at how good it is. I love these stamping plates. It's P Panda. There's no number, so I can't tell you exactly which one it is. I'm sorry about that. But here's our finished set, you guys. I absolutely love this set. It's so bright, it's so filled with passion and joy, and it is ready for Pride Month. If you were taking this to a Pride festival or a parade or even just a picnic, everyone would love your set. Guys, I do want to introduce to you again, because he's not been on the channel in a long time. This is Goaty McGoatFace. He is the Pride Demon Goat. And he's been hanging out in my nail section for several years now, and I love him. And he always comes out to say hi at Pride. So this is Goaty McGoatFace. Let him know that you love him down in the comments. Give him a beautiful pride flag or a rainbow of hearts or whatever makes you happy. And until next time, mwah, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.